Yeah, it has got to be the Nigerian Basketball Federation.
So sad.
City Edo State by the Musa Kida-led board has it that one way or the other there will be a lot of
elections. Remember,
one in Kano, I think one in Abuja.
One in Abuja. Unfortunately for the Kida-led administration, the International Basketball Federation, you know, they gave autonomy to the Musa Kida-led board. That's why he's still the recognized president of the Nigerian Basketball Federation.
Apologies. Before we go into the historical angle, you know, of this issue, because you made mention of the last election.
This was
where Musa Kida and co were in Abuja. Tijani Umar and co were in Kano. Now we're about to see an exchange, you know, of hand, and then Musa Kida is now, you know, the main man behind this. But then let's listen to the permanent secretary of the Ministry of Youth and Sport on the postponement of the NBBF election.
There has been disagreements among the stakeholders. Disagreement with respect to how the association is being run, and we've received several complaints. There are agitations from the girls who are not satisfied with the way he runs the administration, and there is this plan for the next election to take place in Benin, in spite of the misunderstanding. So in order to address this problem, to avoid the situation from going from bad to worst, we as a management decided to issue this statement postponing the election. And it would be recalled that recently Congress elections was held. The ministry is comfortable with that. However, like you might have noticed, the elections have been postponed until such a time when we are able to address the lingering crisis amicably. In addition to that, the caretaker committee, all the caretaker committees inaugurated sometimes in May 2021 are now dissolved. This we do in order to ensure that whatever crisis that exists is addressed amicably, in order to, you know, make it possible for us to have to make progress in sports administration. You see, government is wisdom feels that both the sports and Ministry of Sports and the youths are two sectors that were allowed to an extent to generate employment for the youths. So in order to make sure that we achieve the best result, government decided to bring the two together. Okay. Yes.
So moving forward, as the permanent secretary of this great ministry, what are Nigerian youths, what are they to be expecting from the ministry?
We have plans in place to ensure that we create jobs through sports. We also provide support to ensure that our youths are, you know, are provided the required skills for them to be self-reliant. And like I said, we've gone a long way. Plenty of those programs are in the pipeline. Yes, thank you very much. The decision we took, as far as I'm concerned, it's in the best interest of sports administration in this country. We as a ministry feel that we should not fold our arms and allow the lingering crisis go from bad to worst. That informed the decision for us to postpone the elections. This is to pave way for neat elections in due course. We do not intend to take sides. As a ministry, we are expected to be neutral in whatever we do. So that is what informed our decision to postpone the elections. However, I would like to add that the recent Congress election that took place here in Abuja, the ministry, as far as we are concerned, are ready to give the maximum cooperation to them to succeed in whatever they are doing. The caretaker committees inaugurated sometimes in May 2021 are hereby dissolved. All stakeholders are advised to stay clear of the elections coming up as scheduled in September 30th. So this is our take as far as the present bickering in the NBBF is concerned. Thank you very much.
Okay, sorry. Okay, you meant to say October 30th for the rescheduled election.
Exactly. So we have now decided as a ministry to suspend it, pending such a time when the misunderstanding is resolved.
Okay. So
like I said, the intention here is to make sure that the agitations are looked into and the best solutions are preferred to avoid the situation from going from bad to worst. So that is what informed our decision to postpone the elections.
Well, a lot happening as far as basketball is concerned in the country. And Omodia, you were talking about what happened in the NBBF election the last time out.
Yeah.
Musa Kida benefited, from the last election.
Yes.
A decision from the sports ministry. And the election was held in Abuja. Tijani Umar had their own election, held their own election in Kano. But then, as we speak today, it's a different ballgame entirely. Musa Kida is still saying he will go ahead with the election because the NBBF have got their own constitution. And one is looking at the consequences. Well, FIBA say this is some form of interference, but there is also the issue of FIBA consulting, with the ministry.
There you go.
On all this.
There you go. So, it's not going to be a win-win. If it continues, you cannot be, regardless of the fact that the NBB have their own constitution, you still are under the Ministry of Youth and Sports. That's why the International Basketball Federation will have to come to talk with the ministry first. Okay, which is the recognized federation, or which of which is the recognized president? He benefited from it the last time out. It's a shame here that in 3-4 years we are still at same spot we were in the last time out. The Premier Basketball League suffered massive consequences because of this saga and Musa Kida crisis.
And today Musa Kida is still holding on to that.
It just got underway. Few more.
The ladies have been paid. But then we will get across to them and get more facts, involving the administrators. And Musa Kida is talking about the 30th of October election in the Benin City.
And if it's going to hold, I don't know if it's going to hold. But the ministry have released a statement that they have postponed it, or they are postponing it indefinitely.
Indefinitely.
I think it's a fair case here. Let the two parties, bring them to a round table and let's settle this. What exactly is the issue that cannot be resolved? In how many years the sport is suffering?
Questions begging for answers.
It's unfortunate, and that we are still here. But I think Musa Kida should slow down and let the ministry intervene, with just shield our sword. Let's shield our sword and
basketball
go forward.
Is one federation that is well funded, by the sports
If you
ministry.
look at the D Tigers now, how many local base players are in the D Tigers now?
Unfortunately, because of the crisis,
none. So the basketballers in this country, they are suffering. They are suffering. There's no stage. There's no platform.
The result has just been a shield from basketballers in America
coming to enjoy.
To Nigeria.
That's what it means now.
That's what
you
has
can
been happening over the years.
And tomorrow you and I will sit here.
Why have a league?
And you say we are not having local based players. We are begging players from Europe. These are the issues.
These are the issues.